kitchen, flask, let's go fishing. Doesn't take long to load the car. It certainly doesn't take long to make a flask of tea and pour it all over the place. I do that without a phone in my right hand, never mind when I'm trying to multitask. Milk, tea bags, they're in. The water's at the top. I'm about to screw the flask in and I'll be on my way in due course. See you at the water's edge. You know our clock? It's a bird clock. Every hour we get a bird call. The float dips, first fish, and I'm not a blanker. Behind the fish you can see there lots of lesser celandine coming through. I'm fishing with sweet corn. It is a very cold day and it hasn't even defrosted yet. So what I have been doing is when I've been putting bait out, I've been getting a few grains, putting them in my mouth to defrost them and then throwing them out. Just a practical response to the situation of the frozen corn. Lots of activity so far. This is the biggest fish of the session. As always, a very simple approach, a small waggler, shot either side and then nothing at all till we come to the size 12 hook and a grain of corn. I certainly enjoyed that. Lots of roach, nothing big, but as I mentioned in the blog post, it's all about taking the venue into account, isn't it? And talking to the blog post, don't forget to check out my website. The video is part of a blog entry, so there's a lot more in terms of text in there as well. Now back home, showered and changed, and it's time for my weekly chat with Jeff Pearson for his afternoon show on Colwyn Bay's based Bayside Radio. We talk about angling, that goes out on a Thursday afternoon, and then a day later, Welsh football. Football and fishing. Not a bad life, is it? You ask me the same question every week and I give you the same reply as well, Jeff. I've been out, I've enjoyed it. And I've caught fish as well. Although we're still into winter, nevertheless, the signs of spring are there. But I've still been continuing predominantly with roach over the last week. I've caught. I had a session though on the canal in pursuit of perch. And I got my first gudgeon of the year. So I do love the mini species, especially the gudgeon, because that was the very, very first fish I caught way back in the 1960s. Yes, a very disappointing result for both teams there. Colwyn Bay especially, they're rooted at the bottom of the JD Cymru Premier. They need points and they need points desperately. And it was a 6-pointer and Pontypridd have now been able to pull away. They're out of the relegation zone themselves. Gavin Allen moved in recently into the hot seat, doing a fantastic job. But as far as Colwyn Bay is concerned, time is running out.